Assalamu alaikum. Hello and warm welcome to all of you. Dear students, today I am here with the sixth part of civic chapter number 4, electoral politics. Friends, in the previous lecture we had completed the system of election or the process of election in India. In the process of election, there are as many as 5 steps. Number 1, electoral constituency. Number 2, voter list. Number 3, nomination of candidate. Number 4, election campaign. And number 5, polling and counting of votes. As you know that on the day of election, all those voters who are eligible to vote and whose names are mentioned in voter list, they cast their vote. After the election day is over, all the EVMs are sealed and taken to secure place. After few days of election, on fixed day, counting of votes is begin. The candidate who secured the highest votes is declared the winner in particular constituency. So this way election process is completed. But students, you have read, you have heard about unfair practices in election by many political parties or by many candidates. In newspaper and in television reports, they refer such allegation. Some of the allegations are such as inclusion of false names and exclusion of genuine name in voter list, misuse of government facilities and official by the ruling party, excessive use of money by rich candidate and big parties, and intimidation of voters and rigging on polling day. During the days of election, you have heard or you have read about such allegation by the candidate or by the parties. Many of these reports are correct, and when we heard about it, we feel unhappy. But fortunately, these kind of reports are not on the large scale, but because of such allegation, one question came in mind Can a party win an election and come to power not because of the popular support but because of unfair malpractices, because of unfair tricks, party and candidate come to power? And this is very important question. So for the answer of this question, we have to look the election are conducted in a proper manner, in a fair manner, and whoever the person or organization is conducting election, they are independent enough of the government, or can the ruling government or party pressurize them, or they have enough power to be able to conduct free and fair election? And most important question is that do they actually use this power? So for the answer of all these questions, it is quite positive for our country. In our country, in India, elections are conducted by Election Commission. There is one institution, one organization. It is called Election Commission, Election Commission of India, which has the responsibility to conduct all kind of election, central level, state assembly, panchayat level, municipality, all elections are conducted under the strict supervision of Election Commission of India. Students, now I am discussing the functions of Election Commission of India. The first and most important function of ECI, Election Commission of India, is to conduct all types of election in India, all over the country. The Chief Election Commissioner, CEC, Chief Election Commissioner, is appointed by the President of India. It is the responsibility of President of India to appoint Chief Election Commissioner. Election Commission is independent and has wide range of power, which are: it is independent organization like judiciary in our country. Election Commission has wide range of power, such as: number one, Election Commission takes decision on every aspect of conduct and control of election. EC has power to conduct and control every aspect of the election. From the announcement of election to declaration of result, EC has power to control and conduct all the aspects of election, from the announcement of the election till the announcement of the result of election. We have completed the election system, process of election in our country. So from the announcement of election till the announcement of the result of election, Election Commission has power to conduct and control all the aspects of election process. Number 2, it implements the code of conduct and punishes any candidate or party that violates it. In the previous lecture, in election campaign, we have discussed model code of conduct for candidate and party they have to follow at a time of election. So, Election Commission implementing code of conduct of the election, and they even punishes any candidate or party that violate the model code of conduct. Number 3, during the election period, the election commission can order the government to follow some guideline to prevent the use and misuse of governmental power, to enhance its chances to win election, or to transfer some government official. During the election period, Election Commission ordered the government, ordered the ruling party to follow the guideline such as to prevent the use and misuse of governmental power to enhance its chances to win election. During the election, they are not allowed to use or misuse governmental power for their favor, for creating chances to win election. Even government cannot transfer any government official from his or her post during the election. Number 4, when on election duty, government officials work under the control of Election Commission, not under the control of government. At a time of election, when government officials they are on election duty, they are working under the control of Election Commission. They are not working under the control of government. Though they are government official, but on election duty, they have to work under the control of Election Commission. So these are the functions of Election Commission in India. First, to conduct and control all the aspects of election in our country. Second, Election Commission implement code of conduct for the party, for the candidate, and they punishes the party and candidate if they violate the model code of conduct. Next, during the election time, government has to follow the guideline. They are not allowed to use or misuse governmental power, or even cannot transfer any government official from his or her post. And the last one, on election duty, government officials are under the control of Election Commission, not under the control of government. So these are the functions of Election Commission in India. In the last 15 to 20 years, we are observing that Election Commission of India, using all their power to conduct free and fair election in our country, EC means Election Commission, reprimand the government and administrator for their lapses. If they are doing any mistakes, found guilty, so election commission is taking care of all this. And when election official come to the opinion that polling was not fair in some booths or even in entire constituency, they order a repoll. If complaint regarding to use of dirty tricks in any of the polling booth or any of the constituency, entire constituency, so election commission has power to order for repoll in that region. The ruling party, they do not like the act of election commission, but they have to obey the order of the election commission. So we can say that in India, like judiciary, election commission is independent and powerful to do their work. With this, I would like to conclude my today's lecture. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Allah Hafiz.